Hey guys, it's Ricky Analog here, about to do the trade recap. It's the end of the week, and I can't wait to get a nice cold glass of milk. So let's do the disclaimer first, guys. As always, make sure you understand everything we talk about is only for informational purposes, and you need to be doing your own homework. This isn't a solicitation to trade, so familiarize yourself with the disclaimer, guys. So the trade I'm going to discuss, let's get into it. I know everybody wanted to hear about IGC, especially since I put it on the Ricky tip today. And man, I just really want to vent today because I had a major issue with my broker. And I'm just going to put them on blast because they deserve it. And I'm actually going to probably do another video later discussing what happened with them last week. So keep in mind when I'm telling you this, this is the second issue I've had with Lightspeed in 2 weeks now. So you guys see the crack here under, what was it? I think it was 82 or something. I had a stop limit order that I was going to place at 679. And when it looked like it was getting ready to crack, I went ahead and put that stop limit order on. And I noticed that on the messages on my brokerage platform, it said, symbol rejected, not shortable. And I was like, wait, I paid for locates earlier today. Something's wrong. I tried again, it kept getting the issue and it get closer and closer to cracking. So I called my broker, and while I was on the phone with the broker, it cracked. And I flipped out. I was like, what's going on? I missed the trade right now. And of course you got the big wash, and you know, they told me right away, we're having an issue right now. They're passing the buck on to Velocity, which is who the locates are through when you have to pay for locates with Lightspeed. And they, you know, bear with us, this and that. And it just kept going lower and lower, and I was kind of losing my stuff on the phone with them, just like, especially considering this is the second time it was literally 7 days ago. So it was a week ago today I had an even bigger problem with them. And so then this happens, and this is really just like sent me over the edge because I stalked this trade all week, guys. This is not something that, you know, let's look at the daily chart. Look at that. All week long I've been being patient. And then we get the big gap today. I put a Ricky tip out on this, and I told people, look, I think today's the day. I think this is going to be the day we get this fade. And then that happens to me, and it just drove me absolutely nuts. And when they finally got me the locates figured out, you know, I told them, I said, look, in order to make this right with me, you definitely 1000% sure have to refund the locate fees. That's number one. And two, I would like it if you put my account short back at 679. And, you know, had I been short, I know I would have definitely been covering some at 6, because you guys know me. You know how I do. We cover halves and wholes and targets. And so the first target definitely would have been that 6. And I know that I would have locked in some of these profits. So this is really, really irritating. But regardless, I ended up trying to like focus and get my head back on straight, because we all know that it's not good to be trading on tilt. And so I shorted the pop, and I had plans. I was praying we got back up into this area where the crack happened, but we didn't. So I ended up shorting this pop, and it looked weak, and then it ramped back up. And so I took it off thinking, you know what, if this breaks through here, I can probably get better prices right around the 5-minute 20, which I did. So I put it back on 5-minute 20. Things were going fine. And then it got this squeeze again. And you know, somebody was telling me that freaking Guy Genitals or whoever the hell he is was shorting this, or not shorting, but squeezing it by buying up the float, doing basically what he did with AWX and all these other things. Kudos to the guy that's awesome at manipulating stocks but can't trade a big cap to save his life. Regardless, when I started seeing that price action, that's when I started worrying that we were going to get this AWX type thing. And so I took it off, and then it, you know, then I realized, look, I shouldn't have taken it off because the stop was up here over 65. My stop on this trade was 67. And so for me to take it off down here, yeah, I locked in like, what, 20 cents or something, but it wasn't worth it because I never like to be the one that stops out early. So I threw the trade back on when I realized I shouldn't have taken it off. And then, of course, we started getting these breaks. And you see this another push up that failed, and when it broke this level, I had a stop limit in there. I was really stoked about that ad. Came down, and I was thinking $5 is my first spot. That's where I was looking to cover. And in hindsight, obviously should have probably locked some in at the half, but it gave this crazy squeeze. And of course, you're looking at the fact that you just stopped out a little bit ago and you got mad at yourself for stopping out early, right? And here I am short again going, you know what? I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm not going to stop out early. My stop's still 67 because nothing else has happened since then to make this not the valid stop anymore. And it just kept squeezing. I'm thinking, you know what? God, this thing is going to stop me out. I'm going to take like a freaking 60-cent loss on it, which I'm fine with because I know how to size my positions accordingly. But it wasn't something I wanted to have happen going right into the weekend. And also, the fundamentals on this thing, even though they're okay on cash, they are going to be heading into some clinical trials. And so even with an ATM that I discussed earlier and saying that, it wouldn't surprise me if they haven't hit the ATM yet, considering they had people at 5 and higher they wanted to get out. The warrants, they should have. I'm assuming the warrants got exercised today in this push, which was the thesis behind being able to use this as the day to short. However, I still think, or was at least thinking, going into the close and getting squeezed like that there's still a chance that maybe this price action is just one of those typical last minute squeezes, one last gasp for air, and then you get the offering after hours. And I was like, you know what? Here's the deal. I'm gonna hold this thing till either I get stopped out at 67, or we're gonna swing it overnight, and I'm gonna see if maybe they do what I was thinking, possibly pull the offering. And so I ended up coming so close to stopping out. And in hindsight, another hindsight thing, guys, and go ahead, call me a hooroo, whatever the hell you want to say. Guys, I'm not a hindsight trader. I am just pointing out, though, that it probably was a good spot to add to just to get my risk up a little bit closer to where my stop was. Anyway, long story short, went into the close. I didn't get stopped out. And then it got some really weird price action even after the bell. You had a wash down to 6, and then it kind of just chopped around in here. And there were some times when the selling came in, and I was thinking, maybe there's some news coming. Maybe this is it, blah, blah, whatever. I ended up just taking it off here at 20. I ate a 20-cent loss on it. It's not a big deal, not fun, not something that is what I wanted happening going into the weekend. But in hindsight, thinking about the way I started this trade off with the whole issue with the broker and not getting the original trigger I wanted filled, I probably almost shouldn't have traded the ticker today, but I had high conviction that today was the day, so I did take those risks. I put it on. I'm not regretting a single part about the way I played this, except obviously that stupid stop out there that was a bit premature. But other than that, I wouldn't change anything else except the fact that Lightspeed screwed me over. And I will be, like I said, I'm going to do another video, guys, to tell you the story behind what they did a week ago today. And that one involved NBEV. And so, but just want to, I guess I should be fair to Lightspeed. They did call me to let me know the way that they would fix this is not charge me the locate fee unless I use them. So that to me sounds like a whack deal, because what do you mean I should be located, I should get those locates for free considering you made me miss the trade? That's the problem. Not the problem that I can't short now. The problem is I couldn't short when I wanted to short. So I paid for something and I did not have it when the time came that I needed to use it. So my Charlemagne donkey of the day goes to Lightspeed. You guys are some real piece of work over there. I'm absolutely still upset about it, and I'm still upset about what happened last week. So guys, if you were looking for a broker, I am not going to recommend Lightspeed. I cannot tell you with confidence that they are going to be the broker for you. That's it, guys. I'm sorry for the rant. I'm hoping the weekend helps me calm down, recenter. I'll see you guys Monday. Remember, check us out at stocktraders.net, guys. We had some other killer trades today. I may do some trade recaps as well on. I had a trade on SYN, called that one out in the room. Had a trade on Facebook on a news play. That was great. So I may do a few more trade recaps just to show you guys some of the other, because I don't want this to just be a negative send off into the weekend, guys. Try to stay positive. It's okay. People have broker issues. I'm sure everyone has a horror story from all the different brokers. I used to be with Interactive Brokers. I got horror stories about them too. So guys, check us out at stocktraders.net. Shoot us a DM if you have questions. We got a 3 free day trial to the premium room. I was about to call it the freemium room, and that's not a bad nickname for it. But come check us out, guys. See you on Monday. Peace.